Hello. I know this is a horrible fucking camera angle. Let me try to fix it. If I can't, I will try. Ow. Alright. This should do better. Anyway, this video is gonna be probably long. I have no idea how long, but long enough to get everything I need off my chest. I don't know if I'm gonna be covering everything I want to in this video. I might just have it as like a free part thing, if that makes any sense. I still don't know. I'm on the fence on it all. But there's just a lot of shit that I need to talk about. And well, what better yet to talk about it when on the internet, I guess. Anyway, enough stalling, and I need to because it's laggy. This might sound like shit, but who knows. Anyway, enough of my bullshit. Let me just start. Let's see. Where's the best way to start? I guess I could talk about my childhood, I guess, and my life that I grew up with. Well, when I was a kid, I was I don't know when it started. That's the bad thing. I thought I don't remember when it started. Anyway, before I actually start, I'm gonna put some disclaimers or warnings or whatever. I guess. Shit's gonna be dark and grim. Again, I mean, it's not gonna be everything, like I said. I'm gonna be splitting it into 3 parts. So, there's that. Anyway, I'm talking about my childhood and all that. Anyway, so I guess I can always say chapter 1 or whatever. I don't know. I didn't really plan this out all that well. When I was, I'm trying to remember. I think when I was like maybe 5 or something. Because because I grew up in a house with, like, 3 siblings, a brother and 2 sisters. When we were little, like, I think like 2, or not 2. That's way too young. Some of them were like 4 or something like that. We used to like fight quite a bit. A lot of biting. This was weird. I know. I think it's just for like really stupid reasons too. I can't even remember. I don't think we were like mad at each other. We were just being stupid kids. But because when I was growing up again, when somewhere around 5 and 6, anytime my siblings got me mad or anything, I would either punch them. Never in the face. No face, no anywhere else. Just like the arm, and that's about it. And all that. They go, oh, what's wrong with that? Like, most of it's fight and punch. Well, I mean, I was a bigger kid. I wasn't as fat as I was now. I am. I mean, I was kind of a fat kid, but Dad didn't start until I was like somewhere around 6 years old, when I was a bit little fatter. But anyway, besides that, like, anytime that I would get in trouble or anything, I mean, the hitting wasn't just hitting. I used to like break their toys and shit. Most of the time, and I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie about this. Most of the time, it was by accident, and well, the reason why it was by accident, I'm going to try to explain it as well as possible. Or my wording's wrong. Well as possible. That's not a word. Just explain it as well as I can, I should say. And anytime I would well, anytime I would like try to play with the toys or whatever, I would like just try to figure out how it worked, because I was always curious about how how this gizmo worked this way. I was like always trying to tinker with it. Well, that was a bad choice. I shouldn't have done that. Ended up breaking more than I did. And because I broke stuff, I would get in trouble by my dad mostly. He would yell. Also spank me as well as a child. Um, and depending on who would get me in trouble, either it was all three of them at once or one at a time. I would deliberately break their shit and all that. And I don't like that. I look back at those times and I'm like, if I had a time machine, I will stop all that or fix all of it or something. And again, that's because I got in trouble quite a lot, and I have, a lot. Like I got in trouble almost every day, and either it was due to like stupid shit, and I can't remember half of it, honestly. And most of the things that I got in trouble was like not uh, either my siblings would make up some sort of dumbass story, and I get in trouble for it, and most of, either I'm remembering this wrong, but I feel like they did either have a fun getting me in trouble because of course I was in trouble quite a lot, so I couldn't like plead my case if that made any sense. Like if someone else did something and they're like, wait a minute, like so let's say when my siblings either did something to one of my other siblings, they would just put the blame on me, and of course with my dad and my mom sometimes. Uh, you know, my dad would like spank me a lot, like almost every time that I was in trouble. It was like a good 80% yelling and spanking and all that. I remember that quite a bit. Um, and all that, and because I was also homeschooled as well. I guess I was the home bully. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But yeah, I'm not saying what I did was good. Again, like I said, if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and just slap myself. That sounds horrible, and it is. But I feel like there's so much shit that I want to like correct and all that. And because I was also angry with myself at times, especially as a kid, I would break my own shit. As I was just so pissed off, I had to get my anger out sometime or somehow about harming others or getting myself in more trouble. I would just fucking break my own shit. Um, but yeah. Um, but once I got into my teen years, like somewhere around 11, I think that's when the spanking stopped. I don't remember if I did anything to prevent that, but I don't know. Maybe my dad was just like, okay, this is clearly not going anywhere. And, you know, I, I tried my best to do better, if at all. Like when I was like going into like a my preteens and all that, I tried to better myself. I figured that I was tired of being the asshole, and Oh, what the fuck? My fucking laptop went fucking sleep mode for some odd reason. That scared the fuck out of me though. Anyway, um, besides that, like when I was going for like, well, yeah, I guess puberty as well. I'll talk about that later. Um, I was trying to be better, of course, and because I was again, we'll have our problems. Of course, my own siblings have their problems and stuff. Um, I can understand for all the stuff I did was horrible, and I'm not saying they should forgive me. Um, because if I was in their shoes, I would understand that I didn't deserve to be forgiven at all. To be honest with you, um, but because they were, of course, we were getting older, of course, and because back then, because when they were trying to hit me, because they were like they're the weak. This is weird to say, but because they were like not as strong as I was, um, their punches didn't hurt as much, so I just took it. But when we hit our teens and stuff, that's when it really fucking hurt, and it it got bad. Like I tried to go, hey, this hurts. Can you stop? I even tried to get my mom to help me out. That I don't know how. My mom would talk to my siblings. She didn't do shit. She didn't do fucking shit. And somewhere around what when I was like 13 or something or 14, I don't remember. Um, my mom began to become a much more um, I don't know how to say this, but not nice person to me. And I don't know if it's because I was an asshole as a kid, like a little kid, being in trouble all the time. I don't know if it was my fault. If it is, and I guess I'm the only one to blame. But um, that my mom never beat me. I'm gonna outright say that my mom never did that. I mean, she did a few times when I was like maybe 10 or something, with like a spatula, I think. Um, Not good. Um, but besides that, my mom begun to just like question my appearances and shit. This happened as a kid as well, but not as harsh, as not as much, I should say. But when I hit my teens, my mom was always berating me and making fun of me and always calling me names. And of course, it wasn't just my mom; it was also my siblings as well. But I was already kind of used to their shit, so their their comments didn't really hit me as much. But I mean, there were some times that it did hit me really hard and all that. And when I was like 14 and stuff. Again, I'm going to talk about this in another part where it's like really dark and not good. I'm going to make that into a completely different part altogether. Um, and all that. And of course, with part 3, that's going to be a bit more of a special one, I should say. Um, but I was always told to I wasn't allowed to vent my anger or my issues or talk about my feelings or whatever. Because I was always told to either suck it up or whatever. So I couldn't really tell. I couldn't like talk about how I felt at all. Probably should have gone to therapy, but I never did. Still haven't to this day. Um, I don't really think therapy would do much for me nowadays, to be honest with you. But I sorry. Um, but you know, because my mom was always making fun of my appearances, even my running. Because again, I was still fat. I was a very fat teen. I was saying I'm still fat today, but I am. I mean, I want to lose weight and stuff too. I mean, that's something I want to do. But um, sorry about that. I don't know if because nobody really knows much about me. But sorry about that. I have a club foot, so that means one foot is normal, and the other one's kind of curved outwards. Um, Now, sure, I could have gotten surgery for it, but I was a stubborn ass. And I figured, you know what, I can fix it myself. I did. But that was years later. I'm like, um, it was more or less of me just like saying, okay, enough of this bullshit. I'm going to fix it myself. But, besides that, because, again, I was a fat kid and I ran, anytime I would like run at all, even a store or whatever, um, my mom was always like, you look like an idiot when you run or anything. Any kind of like mean comments. I can't remember them all. I'd rather not. But um also it didn't help out that my siblings also kinda because my sisters were probably the worst for it. They would always critique my um fucking appearance and always said that I embarrassed them when we went in public. And me and my brother, we were kind of like, how are we embarrassing you? Like they had no friends that was gonna see them in public. Like, why the fuck what that me and my brother did affected you? How did we embarrass you? I want to know. What the fuck did we do to embarrass you? By the way, it wasn't just my sisters. Probably my mom also said the same thing. Oh, you're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment. And all that. And it's just like, fine. um, I mean, sure, we acted like delinquents, but we were just doing it for fun. We were bored as fuck half the time. Because we were waiting for a long time, and me and my brother, we had ADHD. My brother has probably the worst case of ADHD than I do. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was not fun growing up as a teen, especially when okay, I'm gonna like save this for like another video. But my teen years were horrible, not good, and the berating and the crude comments that my sisters and my mom made were not good. They did not help the situation better at all. Even if I were to like try like again like try talking about my feelings about that shit, I couldn't, and it sucked. And when I turned on my 20s, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to turn on a new leaf. I'm gonna try to be better than I was when I was a teen and a kid. Well, I'm almost 28, and I feel like I haven't left that 15-year-old me. I feel like I'm trapped in the same fucking time. I try to fix things and try to be better than my old self, and it doesn't matter what I do. I can't escape. I know that. I want to. I've really been tempted to. Literally, when I was 18, I literally thought about running away. I'm not even joking about that shit. it was getting that bad, especially in my teens. Um, but yeah, um, like most of the stuff that happened in my teens has died down as well, but like it still lingers here and there. It still kind of sucks. Um, but at least my siblings have stopped being assholes to me, so that's something. Like my twin sister and my brother, um, we are a little bit better to each other. We're still siblings, so we still crack at each other, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Um, Especially because my brother knows just a little bit more about what's been going on and all that. But yeah, I think that this is the in this video. I have no more things to talk about right now. Like I said, I'm gonna add more um trauma trauma dumps, I guess. We'll talk more about my teen years, the dark times, I should say. Um, in another video. But I feel like I need to make a separate video for that. It needs to be made. It needs to be done. And people think of me differently because of these videos. Fine, I'm not gonna stop you. But I'm not gonna have people. If people are worried about me or going, "My God, your childhood was shit." Yeah, it was. But I'm not gonna have my past self fucking drag me down anymore. I'm gonna try to fix shit. I'm gonna try to turn a new leaf and all that. But anyway, I'm gonna make another video talking about the more gruesome, horrible shit that was in my teen years. And probably the reason why I am the way I am, I guess. I don't know. I'm getting this video now. I will see you guys next time. I don't know when, but soon.